Welcome to the prop line. Andy and Jim bringing you week 16 props. Corbin is sick, or as he says, ew. So he's out for this week. So we got a ton to get to. We also have a 5% best bet to tell you about. But let's start with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders here, Jim. Some of these games are getting tough. They're getting really, really tough to figure out these trends, and the books are telling us that it's difficult because they're giving us these really, really weird lines. I'll get us started here. Krosky Merritt just keeps barely going over his rushing yards. Last week, he got the benefit of not having Rodriguez in lineup. Looks like Rodriguez is going to be there. I'm still going back to him. I know he lost the job, but he still gets there. And this Eagles rush defense hasn't been amazing when they face pretty decent teams. So Krosky Merritt, that's probably the one I like the best in this game. What about you?
Well, of course, we start with the team that I swore off last week, was that I will never bet on an Eagles game again. And now we're going to give out bets for an Eagles game. I think this is a get-right for the Eagles. This struggling offense is now going to face the Commanders, who they haven't played yet this year. So the Commanders really don't have that hands-on experience that most other division teams already have playing them once. This should be Philly. I mean, really, what's going on with the Commanders at this point? They're just shutting guys down from injury. Their stars are out. We get the Marcus Mariota experience again. I think this is an A.J. Brown game. I think we could see him get in the end zone. I think there'll be a connection there. If I'm the coaching staff, I'm saying to Jalen Hurts, you throw A.J. Brown the ball. Like, we need to get something going on offense other than Dallas Goedert and you running for 5 yards a clip. Like, we need to get this ball moving. I think it's an A.J. Brown game. He still won't be happy after the game because A.J. Brown is just never happy. But let's see him get in the end zone and have a pretty decent showing against Washington. Poor secondary, too. Should be a lot of throwing opportunities if they choose to against this secondary.
I have a woulda, coulda, shoulda. There's a potential that this guy goes over by 30 or 40 yards, and it's Tank Bigsby. Last week when they destroyed the Raiders, look at these rushing totals. So Saquon goes 22 carries for 78 yards. Tank Bigsby gets 17 carries for 57 yards. If this is a Commanders team that has kind of given up, the Commanders, they've shown a little bit of life. Mariota's not been a complete disaster. But, yeah, if they've mailed it in, second half, Tank Bigsby starts getting some. I was surprised they gave Saquon 22 carries this late in the season in a game that they're up that big. But, that's a 47 rushes last week for Philly. So, Tank Bigsby, this is going to be one of those where we're just smacking ourselves in the forehead when he's the one in the fourth quarter when Philly's up like 3 scores and he's just rushing for 6 yards a clip. So that's my oh boy, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Or he gets 1 carry for 4 yards because it's a division game and Washington, for whatever reason, just throws a wrench in Philly's plans. So
that low of a number, you almost have to.
Yeah, it could potentially be 2 carries.
All you're hoping for, if you bet that bet, all you're hoping for in the first 3 quarters is that they stomp the Commanders. You don't care who it is.
That's exactly
just stomp them for 3 quarters and get Bigsby in the game.
Yeah. Not much else I can figure out. I mean, look at these wide receivers. Debo's their number one at 4.5.
I don't even want to hear Debo Samuel's name mentioned ever. Just ever.
All right, we move on. This is a great game. Green Bay, Chicago. This should be fantastic. Where do you want to get started off with this one?
Well, I'm going to go right to it. We spoke about this a little bit earlier. I'm going to go to DeAndre Swift. Even though he is questionable, this is a division game. He is going to go, and we're going to go to receiving yards.
Oh, receiving yards.
Yes, we will go to receiving yards. In close games, which I expect Green Bay to be leading in this game, actually. I think Green Bay has found something. I'm still not buying into Chicago. So if Green Bay is up, we know that the Caleb Williams experience is not throwing the ball downfield for big, giant plays. I mean, 2 catches we could get there with Swift. This number is playable to me. It's going to be a rough and tough game. I'm not sure what the weather forecast is. I don't need to know. If it's in Green Bay or Chicago, it's winter. So
Yeah.
he is going to get the dump offs, and he's going to get the receiving share. So give me Swift over his receiving yards. I think he's a focal point of the offense.
I didn't see any weather that really worried me. By the way, here's my annual every
Go ahead.
16, 17, and 18. Too many people overblow weather. Like they act like it's like the apocalypse. And I was told how windy it was going to be in Seattle, and then it just wasn't. And there's the Rams with 600 yards of offense, and honestly, it can help us. We got a great line on Matt Stafford at plus money over 1.5 touchdown passes because the weather scared everybody. Somebody even said, like, aren't you worried about it with 50-mile-an-hour winds? 50. So,
If
like,
it's 50-mile-an-hour winds in the field, players should be falling over. Like, does everyone get this? When you're watching TV and there's 50-mile-an-hour gusts and the players aren't moving, it's not like that on the field.
then you can take the under.
Yes.
And I don't see very much that would deter me from making any bet. So, all right. So you like DeAndre Swift receiving? That's interesting. I'm kind of going in a little bit different direction. I absolutely love Kyle Monangai over his rush attempts. 11.5. He's had 11, 14, 22, 12, and 12. This is a Chicago team that is committed to the run. They've done an absolutely fantastic job really getting this running game going. This is one of the better running games in the league at this point. And with Swift a little banged up, does Monangai just get a couple of extra carries on this one? I know what you said about Green Bay being up. I don't really see a scenario where Chicago gets away from the running game unless it's 3 scores. This is who they are now. This is kind of like Miami. They only throw unless they don't throw until they absolutely have to. So I like Monangai to get over this 11.5. And boy, if you lock this in and something happens and Swift tweaks his groin before the game starts, that can happen. Then you're sitting on an absolutely beautiful number. So I like Monangai over his rush attempts here. It's really hard to figure out what to do with this Green Bay team with so many people that are Christian Watson. I don't think he's going to play. Josh Jacobs, I think he's going to play, but I don't really know. We record this on Friday. The game's tomorrow, and I still don't have a good read on what to do with this. I almost lean Jordan Love under his passing yards because he hasn't been throwing for that many yards. Last week I know he did at Denver, but before that it's kind of been coming in underneath it. Chicago's defense isn't too bad, but there's just too many questions. I can't do anything with Green Bay. Can you?
No. If I am Green Bay, I'm sitting Watson.
Yeah, there's no reason
It's been very evident over the past 2 years that you need this guy in the lineup. So if there's a hint of injury, you're resting him.
Yeah, get him into
You're
the
resting
playoffs.
him. Like, you need him ready for the playoffs. He just brings a different element to the offense. I can't get anywhere on Green Bay. However, I will go back to your play on Kyle, and that was part of my thoughts on Swift, is they are not going to pound him into the line.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to have to give him carries. So if they're going to get touches for DeAndre Swift, it will not be in between the tackles. It'll be in the receiving. So I love that carries over. You're right. If there's a tweak to Swift whatsoever, it's carries from an on guy all day long. I mean, that's going to look like a steal. But yeah, Green Bay, I'm not putting $1 on the Green Bay side, especially with the injury now to Parsons. You don't know what the mentality of that team is. It just, to me, it's Chicago plays or nothing.
We moved to Sunday games, Buffalo and Cleveland. Real quick, we told you about 5% best bet. Yes, we have our 5% NFL Hammer Time best bet that has been locked in. Great start to Week 16. Easy cash on Thursday Night Football. Anytime we have a quarterback to go over 1.5 touchdown passes and a guy gets tackled at like the half-yard line, you're just like, and that happened early in the game. I was like, oh, no, here we go. But ended up going over. So week's off to a good start momentum-wise. We stumbled this week. We do not have a winning record across all sports, but we're recording this on Friday. We got some boxing bets that go tonight, and pretty excited about the weekend. Pretty excited about Saturday and Sunday here with this NFL card. All the teams are playing, so should have some good ones. So partner up with us, grab that 5% best bet, and you're going to get all of our props for Sunday. All right, Buffalo and Cleveland. I'll let you go first. What do you like in this one?
I love an absolute ton in this game. This wildly is one of my favorite prop games of the week. First off, let's go to Cleveland. At this point, you have to play Myles Garrett to get a sack.
Okay.
You just have to. So it's juicy. If you can play him for 1 sack, every week I look at it and it's like 1.5 sacks. And I'm like, I can't play that. Meanwhile, go back and look. Okay, 3 out of his last 6, he's gone over at least 1. So this guy's just on a tear. He's going after this record. So I think you take him over a sack, even though it's Josh Allen at 192, and parlay that with something. Josh does tend to hold the ball and scramble around, and Garrett will be the one. The fact that this is at Cleveland, I believe, helps that. Also, we're going to Harold Finn, Shador's favorite guy. He's been the man in this offense all season. I'm not even going to say it's Shador's. Shador's the one. Even before that, he was the guy getting it done. This number does seem slightly high, but this Buffalo defense, my God, it's just an absolute sieve. When it comes to running, passing, kicking, you name it, they can't stop it. So I will take the number 1 weapon on the offense. And last but not least, if we go to Judkins, I still can't say his name right. Good thing he's a rookie and I have time to prepare. This 64 just seems way low. Now it's 65. Again, Buffalo's defense is an absolute sieve. If this guy gets rolling, he is going to soar over 65.5 yards rushing.
Yeah, they give up a ton of rushing touchdowns. Judkins has gone 3 games in a row without a rushing touchdown. Wonder if you could sprinkle that one. What else do you like? Anything?
I really don't know what to do with the Buffalo side. There's one incentive. I would look at Dawson Knox if we can see.
Yeah.
What's our numbers here on?
They have it at 20.5.
Okay.
Which he's been going over recently.
Yeah, I think you need 2 to 3 receptions to get him over that. So it's a question if he has that much volume. I mean, honestly, I would probably rather take. I don't know. What would you rather, receiving yards or receptions for Knox?
Receiving yards, 100%.
You'd rather the yards?
20.5.
Okay.
Yeah, look at his long. His long is 14.5.
Good
Look
point.
what he's getting there, 19, 32, 16. I would go longest reception.
Yeah, he's going to get some run. He's one of the favorite guys on that team. They know what he needs to make some money. If you don't follow Dawson Knox, he's been through some heartbreak over the past couple of years. They want to get him these bonuses early and just get it done. So if there's a chance, Josh Allen will do it.
You mentioned it with the Buffalo defense. I like Shador over his passing yards. It's really low. Technically, he went under this total last week, but 364 against Tennessee, against Las Vegas, who's a terrible defense. He had 209. So, yeah, I'll take Shador over. And then, yeah, you mentioned I got to go to my guy, Ty Johnson. He keeps trickling over his receiving total. I don't like his receptions because, you got some books at 1.5, super juice, and then you got some books at 2.5. I would not play the 2.5.
Agreed.
I would try and do the 1.5, but minus 180, minus 190 is way too rich for my blood. So I would just stick to the receiving yards. Again, he can technically do this in 1 catch, but I like him over. There's some odd ones here. Keon Coleman didn't get a reception last week. It was really weird, especially in the game that they kind of needed to or was in the catch-up mode. So Keon Coleman not getting a reception last week. I'll keep my eye on that one. But that was weird. And Corbin loves in some Josh Palmer. He's like me and Ray Davis.
Yes,
we just love him. So Josh Palmer, I think you could play him 1.5 receptions. He's pretty reliable. This is one you would just have to play every week, but you're getting a fantastic number. You can grab plus 105 on BetMGM. And then we have to do the greedy Josh Allen thing in honor of the ill Corbin. I don't think this checks the box for a greedy Josh Allen at Cleveland.
I'm going to agree. Who gives a crap about anything that goes on in Cleveland? You think Josh cares? No.
Probably not.
You know what? This is a great point. This is the week that James Cook gets in the end zone. Like this is the
Yeah.
James Cook touchdown week, where Josh is like, okay, you could have some touchdowns in Cleveland. All right,
What's his?
next
Yeah.
week
Oh, the
we'll go.
books are telling you a story. -125. I still
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, that's a great one, Jim. James Cook to score a touchdown for sure. All right, we move on to Cincinnati and Miami. Weirdly, Jim, there's a lot I love in this game. I'll get us started. It's a category that we don't talk about a whole lot, but I like rushing and receiving for Mr. Chase Brown, who has quietly become quite a nice workhorse here. 76 and a half, but look at these numbers that he's been getting. So he was a complete dud against Buffalo. Buffalo just sold out to stop everything Chase Brown.
They did.
It was crazy. We had a bet on that one, and it was just like, okay, Chase Brown is out there. Buffalo's crowding the box and stopping everything. Outside of that game, he's been a monster. They're going to need him. Joe Burrow is a mess. So I like the rushing and receiving for Chase Brown here. I just don't think that you start Quinn Ewers and have him hand the ball off to A-Chain the whole game. Don't you have to see what this guy can do? And what better team to make your start and throw the ball than the Cincinnati Bengals? I'd take over 27 and a half pass attempts. I think the coaching staff needs to evaluate him. He's going to play the whole game, even the fourth quarter, regardless what the score is, 41-0. They're going to let him play. They need film. They need to evaluate how's he do in real game situations. So I like Ewers. And then this is a weird one. Burrow to throw an interception. I know it's the Dolphins, but Burrow's a mess, man. 4 interceptions his last couple games. You heard him talk about how not happy he is off the football field in Cincinnati. This is just one bad read, and it goes right to Miami. This is in Miami, by the way, so you're going to have great weather. I can't believe I'm saying Burrow to throw an interception, but that's where this guy is, it's where it's headed. This is kind of getting a little bit sad. If he has another terrible game, this is going to become a pretty dire situation there. So that's what I like in this game. What about you?
I have a weird theory in this game.
Okay.
So if you're Joe Burrow, you want out of Miami. By the way, Joe, you're welcome.
You went
in
out of
New York.
Cincinnati.
Or you went out of Cincinnati.
You're
And you're
welcome in New
welcome
York.
in New York anytime, okay? Anytime, Joe.
He's like, no, give me the Jets.
What's a better place to go from Cincinnati to Miami? Who's shopping
bad.
for a quarterback? Who's has a history of...
They can't have Tua and Burrow on their payroll.
They ain't
next year.
having Tua. Tua's not going to be anywhere near this roster. Whoever the coach is that comes in, because the coach is going to be gone, the GM's gone. They're going to unload contracts. Look, Miami's known for making wild moves. We know that. We know that when you have a joint ownership of 5 or 6 people,
It does seem
things can
like-
get messy.
It does seem like in the NFL, teams can just make whatever happen.
Yeah, they
Like the
make
Rams.
money. They make
the
money.
Rams. How do you
They're
all
fine.
way
too much stress put on salary caps. There's ways to move things around.
Okay,
you can literally
fair.
go in and say, guess what? We're going to move your entire contract to next year, and it's guaranteed. Oh, that freed us up $40 million cap space. Whatever. I think Joe Burrow wants to put on a show. At this point, I think he's embarrassed over the past 2 weeks. Now, whether he has the capabilities to do so, I don't know. But that Miami defense is overrated. I know they've been playing well. I think Burrow can have major success against them. I've seen, again, every tight end in the league have a successful game against the Dolphins. So the question for me is, which tight end is it going to be? Is it going to be Gesicki? Because since he's come back healthy, he's been the guy at tight end. But I don't know who we're going to get. I really don't. Is it Tanner Hudson at this low 9.5? That's one catch. I think you target the tight ends in some form or fashion against this Miami defense. And on the flip side, if you're Quinn Ewers, you need to throw to your big tight end, Darren Waller. Do not try to fit this ball into the tiny wide receivers. So I think both tight ends are live for the receiving and the receptions. I see points in this game. It's just Cincinnati's defense is atrocious. I think anybody can have success against them. And I believe this is a bounce-back game for Burrow. I think he goes to some place where it's warm, gets a little vitamin B in his body, getting out of Cincinnati, gets the juices flowing, and lets it fly.
There was a good one here on Greg Dulcich. Look at his longest reception is 12.5. I know that's with 2-0, but he's just that sneaky guy wide open in the flat, goes for 15 yards. So, all right, we move on to the Chargers. And how about them Cowboys? What do you like in this one?
I'm not going to change nothing. I'm going to take the Justin Herbert to throw for 2 touchdowns against the Cowboys. Horrible defense. The joke of a defense that the Dallas Cowboys have. So don't care that's how bad they are. Is that I'm betting on a quarterback with essentially a cast on his arm to throw for 2 touchdowns against this horrible defense. I know he hasn't done it 2 weeks in a row. I would assume that injury's getting better. This is the defense to do it against. So I think that he's going to cut through this defense. Also, we look at Amari on Hampton as well. Running-wise, again, this defense just gives it up. They're just like the damn Bills. They really are. I think Dallas is going to struggle in this game to move it offensively, and there should be plenty of extra touches in the second half of this game. I'm pretty big on the Chargers this week.
I mean, look at this. Look at these. Look at the stats for Dallas. Last passing yards, last receiving yards,
Yeah.
last anytime touchdowns, second to last passing touchdowns, second to last longest pass, second to last receiving. They're like last and second to last. And
It's just take it all.
PATs
Just
made.
take all the bets against them. Like,
So
just take it all.
it's so funny. I'm with you, Amari and Hampton. By the way, shout out to Justin Herbert. Made you and me look like absolute idiots. We were like, there's no way he's going to run. And he rushes for 66 yards. What does he do the next week? 0.
Yeah.
So
He woke up on Monday like, that was a bad idea.
exactly.
Beat the hell. That's exactly what happened.
I'm taking his under rushing yards. I don't think he needs to run. And I think that's and don't forget, last week was against Kansas City.
Yeah.
So
Must-have game as
Yeah.
well. Must-have game,
Yeah.
division rival, different script this week.
I mean, this is must-have, but yeah, you're going up against the Chiefs. Now you're going up against the Cowboys. There was some interesting receiving yards. Cannot figure out what to do with Dallas, but Kimani Vidal, he's barely
way too
getting
low.
there. 8.5 does seem
Against
really
Dallas,
low.
it's way too low.
There you go. Yeah, against Dallas. Yeah. So, yeah, he barely gets over. He gets like 1, maybe 2 catches, but yeah, yeah, you're taking Chargers and everything. So we move on to your Jets and the Saints. I'll let you go first since it's your Jets.
So I'm shocked that we had a competent offense. Now, this is the riot, as I'm saying we had a competent offense when we gave up 40-something points. But
You also had
it
3
still,
interceptions. You had 3 interceptions.
It still looked better than half the other games that we had 40 yards passing in the third quarter.
You had
It was
170.
functioning.
You had 176 yard passing, 3 interceptions. You're like, it's a functioning offense. It's an improvement.
We threw for over 100. I was not upset. At that point, if you're the kid, you're like, I don't give a shit about interceptions. Like, it ran
no,
like a
Jim.
functioning offense. Where if nothing was there was a check down. We threw crossing patterns. We threw quick slants. We got the tight ends involved. Then there's the interception. We go back and do it all again. Then there's the interception.
Oh, man.
So look, you got to take Cook to throw an interception against New Orleans. That's going to happen. Now, we still cannot stop a tight end to save our life. I would say my favorite play of the week is Juwan to go over his receiving. So it's Brady Cook interception. You just have to play it, figure out how to play it, and it's Johnson over his receiving yards. 36.5 is way too low for our New York Jets. The linebackers came under fire again this week about being just abysmal. They fired the defensive coordinator. Usually we see an upped effort when we get somebody that's fired, but you don't change your stripes, man. They're just not talented right now. We know that he is the focal point of New Orleans' offense as well, so I'll be looking at him. This Jeremy Ruckert number as well against the Saints at 17.5. He just signed a 2-year extension. I believe Taylor is still out for this game. He's shut down, so Ruckert's going to be our starting tight end. 17.5 seems a little bit low. We can get 3 receptions. I'm sure it could get there. Other than that, I really have nothing else on the New Orleans side. I think it's Juwan Johnson or bust.
Okay. I will take Audric Estime over his rushing numbers. Neal's out for the year. Kamara's out for the year. Another guy's out for the year. I mean, they're literally on their fifth and sixth running backs. And I read an article just before we went live that one of the beat reporters said that it looks like Estime is going to get the lead. And I'm in a fantasy league with deep rosters, and I picked up Devin Neal. So weirdly, I've been following the New Orleans running back situation, and Devin Neal was surprisingly productive as like a fantasy option. So I went and got Estime. Give me the Saints starting running back against the Jets.
38.5 yards.
Rushing, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
If he gets the start and gets the majority of the work, he's going to fly over this one. Now, gigantic roll of the dice. I get it, but that's sometimes the name of the game. You got to get out in front of it before the books do. And then we'll go to the bet of the season. The opponent. The opposing quarterback.
Oh, I forgot this. Great call.
Oh, really?
I forgot to even
You
bring this
forgot
up.
about
Great
this?
job. Great job.
Yeah, the opposing quarterback of the Jets to not throw an interception. This is hit every single week. The Jets still do not have an interception. I mean, we're 3 weeks away, and I know I'm jinxing it, but we've at least been talking about it every single week about how the Jets don't have an interception. They have to get an interception. How
They'll
can you
get
go
it
the
week
entire
17.
season?
No, they're going to get it week 17. Buffalo doesn't need the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky will throw him one.
There you go. Yeah. But it's like, how do you not have a batted ball at the line, a Hail Mary, or like nothing? You haven't gotten one? So we move on to the Bucks and the Panthers. This is one of the weird games of the week. It means a lot, and yet these two teams talk about stumbling down the stretch. Where do you want to go in the Bucks and the Panthers?
So I've been looking at this game trying to figure out what to do. And it's just, I know it's an important game. It's a division game. There should be points. I'm going to say this is our stat vacuum of the week. This is a game that's going to end 20-17, and you're going to look at the statistics, and nobody's going to go over except the kickers. I think it's a field goal game.
Oh, this is great.
It's a division game, a tight division game.
Both of them.
Yep. Take them both over 1.5 field goals. That's simple. If the weather's going to be good in Carolina, which as of right now it still is, this is, again, division game. They know each other. It's just going to be a lot of banging their heads together, and I don't see a lot of points opening up. This doesn't strike me as a 32-27 game, whatever. I just think you play both kickers, you hold your nose, and you let them duke it out. That's all. That's where I landed on this entire game. I want nothing to do with anything.
Okay. I'll go Tet McMillan to go over his receiving yards. As a Tampa team that struggles mightily against the pass. They've been struggling mightily against everything. Now, I'm telling you, I like Tet over. Am I betting it? No. So how confident can I really be? It's just kind of, we talk about every week with the Bucks. They're much better against the run than they are against the pass. But, Jim, I'm with you. I scroll up and down this list, and I'm like, which one do I actually feel confident about? The only one that I was really looking at was Jalen McMillan to go over 1.5 receptions. He came back. He got his 2 last week, but here's the thing. He only had 2 targets. So
Yeah.
you're asking a lot. Now, is he going to play more this week because it was his first game back? I don't know. You could also look at his longest reception. It's 14.5. He had a 19-yarder last week. He's the only guy I really feel that confident about. So I can't even go back to Baker over 1.5 passing touchdowns. That one's kind of fallen off a cliff. So, all right, we move on to the Vikings and the Giants. What do you think about this one?
Oh, interceptions galore is what I think about this one. We're going to go to both
Jay McCarthy
quarterbacks.
and Jackson Dart.
Yeah,
right.
Sign me up to have both of these guys throw a pick. Oh, sign me up. In all seriousness, I think this is the Justin Jefferson week.
I agree.
It's got to be.
I agree.
This is the Justin Jefferson touchdown. This is probably the 2 touchdown. This is where he breaks a big play. I'd take him over on his yards. I'd take him to score. It's 4 games of nothing for the best wide receiver in the league. It's criminal if this happens a fifth time. Like, this is to the point where I'm not big on conspiracy theories, but, like, the NFL's got to say to the Vikings, like, listen, JJ, you're killing us here. Now, it's not on McCarthy. It's not all on McCarthy, though, because last week there were 2 balls that hit Justin Jefferson right in the hands and just dropped them. They should have been caught. So eventually this is going to click with these 2 guys, and he's going to take off for that 120, and 2 touchdown performance. And why not the New York Giants to have it be against? So I think we got some turnovers coming from Dart, and I think it's a Justin Jefferson. Just ladder him up. He should go off against the secondary if McCarthy can get it to him reasonably.
Sure. Jordan Addison hasn't been too bad last couple games. He's gotten to 62 and 66 yards. His total's only 39.5. This is the Giants' defense. It's pretty bad in all aspects. They're not good against the pass. They're even worse against the rush. So, I kind of like Tyrone Tracy to go over 50.5 rushing yards. He's getting all the carries. Look at 15, 10, 20, 19, 14. Mm-hmm. So his rushing yards seem a little bit low. I also want to go back to your Justin Jefferson thing. There's a couple guys this week that I could see absolutely going off, and the people that drafted them in fantasy who are out of the playoffs now get to watch their first-round pick go ballistic. We'll get to Brian Thomas for Jacksonville here in a little bit. But Justin Jefferson is the number one by far. 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the fantasy owners really? I missed the playoffs by half a game because of you, and now you go off. So, all right, move on to this is props-wise, Jim, this is one of my favorite games to look at this week.
Oh, go right ahead because I don't know what the hell to do with it. So let's talk this thing out here.
Okay. We're already seeing signs of what to expect from the Chiefs. I went on WagerTalk today and said Rashee Rice under 5.5 receptions.
He's out. Yep.
And now he's out. So, okay. I think we're seeing a little bit more. I think we're seeing what the Chiefs are going to do. You have a team that does not want to be there, and I don't think it's the Titans. I think it may be the Chiefs. Why does Chris Jones want to try?
He doesn't. He's done.
He's done.
He's not trying hard. No.
Why would Travis Kelce want to try with Gardner Minshew throwing the ball at his feet? He wasn't. Give me Tony Pollard over his rushing yards. This guy's gone for 104 and 161. This is throw all the Kansas City Chiefs stats out the window. This is a completely different team. This is a bottom dweller. I like Tony Pollard to go over his rushing yards. I like Chig Okonkwo. I was thinking of the MMA fighter there.
You did a good job. Don't worry. That's a tough one.
Yeah, Chig Okonkwo. This guy's been productive. Yeah. And who's going to be interested in tackling the tight end for Tennessee for Kansas City? So I like Tennessee Titan props, believe it or not. Going to passing touchdowns. What's the under for it's like minus 200. I'd say give me the under passing touchdowns for Gardner. I'll take Cam Ward to throw for 1.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is a parlay piece. Parlay it with what was the one we were talking about earlier? The Myles Garrett. Take Myles Garrett to have a sack and parlay it with Cam Ward to throw a touchdown. Guy's thrown 4 in the last couple weeks. So I'm kind of in on the Tennessee Titans props. Just I look at this Chiefs team and I'm going, wow, you guys have thrown in the towel for good reason. They should. Why have Rashee Rice out there getting his head pounded across the middle like he has been? So, all right.
There was only one prop that I got to.
Oh, for this game?
Well, it was for Hollywood Brown.
Okay.
So, like you were saying, with Rice out, Kelce not wanting to try too hard. What are the Chiefs playing for? Well, here's what they're playing for. This guy is set to make a lot of money if he can bank some stats. So you don't think that there's been a conversation behind the scenes?
Oh, Hollywood Brown.
I know it's still 3 weeks away, but look, with Rice out, somebody's got to function in this offense. Is it going to be who's
Do
there?
they? Do they?
Yeah, like Minshew's still going to throw the ball. They're going to
Yeah,
be down. We know they couldn't run the ball when they had Mahomes running the offense. They're not going to magically be able to run the ball now. So, yeah,
That's a good
somebody's
point.
got to catch the ball.
What are the rushing totals? Oh man, Pacheco 38. I know Tennessee's bad against the run, but Pacheco's another one. Why would you give him a bunch of carries?
He
What's
doesn't
his
need
rush
to break
attempts?
his leg again.
11 and a half
14.
under.
Yeah.
Under. That's a guy I wouldn't rush. I wouldn't be in any hurry to give a bunch of carries. Or Jacksonville and Denver, really good game. What do you think about this one?
Denver coming off the thumping of the Jets, going to get to play a totally different animal now. This Denver defense, I just absolutely love watching them play. They are phenomenal. I'll go right to Nick Bonito getting a sack. Not talked about as much. If it wasn't for Myles Garrett, this guy would be in discussion as being the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. He's just playing out of his mind. So I go with him. Other than that, I really don't have a whole lot stat-wise for Denver. I never know really what Denver's going to do. It always confuses me. What I can say about Jacksonville is that I think Lawrence is going to have to run for his life. This team is so good at getting pressure. It is in Denver. They're going to have that beat off the ball. I'll take the 18.5 on Trevor Lawrence. I think that there's pressure on him all day long. And if they cannot establish a run, he's going to be running for his life in that pocket against this Denver pass rush. That's my favorite bet.
I saw a thing. Trevor Lawrence met his wife when they were 5 years old.
Yeah, he's been one of those
That's
one and done.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Give me my boy Cam Little. Give me over his kicking points. Give me his field goals. This is a Denver team that they give up 2.3 made field goals per game, and it's mostly because their defense is so good. They keep him out of the end zone. They have to kick. Now I get Cam Little, who did kick a 70-yarder in preseason. Now he's at Denver.
At Denver.
When are they in range? When they
What's
get to like the 48?
What's the longest?
I don't know if
bring up a
anyone
great point.
passed it this year, like 63.
No, I mean, what's the longest field goal?
Oh, in this game, I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't looked that up. I just want over 1.5 made field goals. For the reason you mentioned, this defense at Denver is really, really good. And seriously, when they get to their own 48-yard line, they're at Denver. They're in range. So it really is. I know this is a really good defense, and I know that ETN was bad last week, stat-wise, but mostly it was because Trevor Lawrence was doing whatever he wanted to throw. I think you can look at his rush attempts over and possibly his rushing yards. They're going to need him this week to keep some pressure off of Trevor Lawrence. I think this is a nice bounce-back spot for ETN. 15.5 is a lot. I think I might settle on the 59.5 rushing yards. Just kind of the only guy in town. And then receiving yards, just Brian Thomas single-handedly nuked one of my fantasy teams, and so it's just been a real treat watching him go for 87 and 66 yards. The last couple, we had a touchdown last week, of course, as well. Only his third of the year. Thank you. But yeah, Brian Thomas, funny. This would be a fun bet for me to make, just to wallow in my own misery. Other than that, kind of difficult. Cortland Sutton started to come alive a little bit. 113, 62, 62 the last 3 weeks. So a couple good props there. Cam Little by far is my favorite, though. All right, here's a weird one. The Falcons at the Cardinals. What are we doing with this one?
I think you continue to ride everything that we've been riding all year. It's Kyle Pitts going over his receiving. The guy just is showing up. Amazing how all of a sudden it clicks for some players, either that or it clicks for the coaches, that they need to continuously try to get this guy the ball because he's a mismatch. So I think it's Kyle Pitts as far as Atlanta goes. And I will continue to go back to Wilson and the passing attack of the Cardinals. They're not going to run the ball. I don't care who the opponent is. You could put Sparta, New Jersey Middle School out there. Jacoby Brissett's going to throw the ball 40 times. That's just the way it is.
You're right. Look at these attempts,
Yeah,
man.
it doesn't matter. Does not matter.
It's Jacoby Brissett over his attempts. It's
Jacoby
Brissett over his
Brissett.
passing yards.
Can we please get a game where we get Jacoby Brissett and Jameis Winston like against each other, and we could just bet both of them to throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns? And I mean, how great of a game would that be? Wouldn't that be something you'd tune in for? Oh,
a lot of fun.
Great. So I like Jacoby to go over his touchdowns, over his passing, and I think it's going to Wilson and McBride. So play them how you will. One thing I will say is that if Atlanta is down, the numbers you can get on either Wilson or McBride, whoever's not had the touches at halftime, that's the way to go. You get some great numbers right at the end of the second quarter on either of these guys when the books think they know who's getting the run, because both of them are going to get theirs. It's just they make a mistake of lowering one guy while raising the other when really they should just be raising them up if they're losing.
McBride, all this production, like 80% of it is in the second half. Mm-hmm. When they're down 30. It's just every single game. So I'm with you. Here's another guy. Look at Michael Carter. He's going like Jacoby Brissett throws the ball to everybody. He throws the ball 40 times. So there's just so many catches to be had there. I'm worried about him coming back from injury because it is a knee. But if Drake London's coming back with where Atlanta is, I gotta believe he's pretty healthy. So I'll take Drake London over his receiving yards. I mean, the guy's been really, really good when he's out there. And I mean, Kirk Cousins has had to throw to Pitts because Darnell Mooney is a shell of himself.
Oh, man.
He's
It's
worthless
sad to
out there.
watch.
It really is. I don't know if he's just done or if he's hurt, but
It's bad.
yeah, Drake London to go over his receiving. So I know it's chalky, but yeah, I think we know what we're doing in this one. Oh man, do you want me to just go to? Let me go to Geno Smith interceptions because I know that's where we're going. I would look for 1.5.
The question is, does he play? Does he make it? Does he survive it?
Oh, the whole game.
Yeah, it really.
It's a great point.
I'm not being funny.
It's a
I'm
really
being
good
serious
point.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we saw this man, he had 3 limbs taped up and in the tent for a concussion, and they trotted him back out on the field, and he got blasted again.
The poor
and he was
guy,
out.
man.
I mean, he's just really, really banged up. So, I mean, I think you can play the 1. I'd love to play him to throw 2, but I don't know if he's going to play the whole game.
We'll just stick to his under passing yards.
That I was just gonna go. That's
Yeah.
maybe the best way to play it is just under passing. That's it, because this Houston defense, dear God, they are going to make life a living hell for Houston. You have to play Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter as well for sacks. One of them got home last week. I believe it was Anderson. These guys have kind of flip-flopped all season, who gets the run and who doesn't, but I could see them getting 2 because we also could be getting the Kenny Pickett experience at halftime and dealing with that. And I guess I'll be the guy for Corbin here is just Nico Collins.
Yeah,
I guess this Raiders.
We were going to
D,
bring
right?
up Nico. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been
it's
absolutely
Collins.
terrific. Really, really good. I would like to submit to you an under on Ashton Genty. This is I can't do it, but Genty would be another one that you draft him in the first round and he killed your fantasy team and he would go off. But it's just not going to be against Houston. So I'll take his under rushing yards. And I mean, at what point do you just? I know he's a rookie and you want to get him reps and everything, but you know, what good is it to get him 15, 17 carries? You see his rush attempts kind of go down. Like, what is he actually learning out there at this point? Nothing. And he's proven to be an absolute liability in pass protection. He's really, really struggles. It was a big concern with his size, and you've seen him get run over.
Yeah.
Like, run over. And now he's going to help out against Houston. I wonder how much playing time he actually gets. I will gladly take the under on rushing. And then I so want Woody Marks to be better than he is. Like, he gets the work most of the time and then just doesn't really do much with it. So I don't know what to do with him. I just know that Vegas is horrible horrible. And the second half could just be Woody Marks running the ball. So I'll take Woody Marks over his rushing yards as well.
I think you play him live then if that's the case.
Well, that's a good way to
if
look
it's
at
looking
it.
like it, like that's something you maybe get on in game there, where it's just like the writing's on the wall really quick where this game's going.
Okay.
And you get on Woody Marks. We have to talk about one more guy before we leave here.
Sure.
So, where's my boy Tyler Lockett in 2025?
They raised his total.
I know. This is why I wanted to
caught
bring it
on
up.
to
So
you.
they're catching on. It's up to 19.5.
And it's now 2.5 receptions.
And
You
it's
can't even
2.5.
grab the 1.5.
You got to get off it now. You have to wait, and you have to play this later on. I would definitely not play this at 2.5. The only way that this 2.5 hits is if it's just Houston blowing the doors off them. And then you got to remember that Lockett's been cashing on the last drive of games, the fourth quarter. So it's been backdoor stuff that's been working. So if there's no
So
blowout, or if it's just Houston, like you said, Woody Marks chewing the clock, I don't think you're getting there with Lockett. But you might be able to get a really good number early on. I would not recommend playing it with these numbers.
Should we be taking Stroud not to throw an interception against this Raiders team?
Oof.
I mean,
Is he going to have to really play that hard to beat the Raiders?
probably not.
I would say no.
So that could
Probably
be an
a good
interesting
bet.
one. All right, Pittsburgh, Detroit. This could be the stat game of the week. They're indoors. Detroit's missing a ton of guys on defense, and Pittsburgh. I know they played well last week, but this is a different animal. So, where do you want to start? Because this is overs galore in this game, as far as I'm concerned.
I think this is Pittsburgh getting put in the most uncomfortable element that they could be in as far as a game goes. That script on Monday, that was Steelers football. Cold, windy, just nasty weather on a Monday night. Now they're going to Detroit in a dome against a high-powered offense. I think this game could be out of control by halftime. Like Detroit should score 21 in the first half against this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. On turf, the speed is going to be such an issue, and it's something that I've been talking about all year with this Pittsburgh defense. They are slow. So when you muddy up the field, they're on an even playing field. Now we're going to have why am I drawing a blank? St. Brown and the rest of those receivers and Gibbs able to run on turf. I think they blow the doors off Pittsburgh in the first half. That being said, we can get some stats on Pittsburgh in the second half. I'd be looking at Jamison Williams. We could probably look at him over his longest reception. I can just already see now the running backs pulling up with a hamstring, or the cornerbacks pulling up with a hamstring, trying to cover Jamison Williams.
Trying to keep up with him, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a hard time with that. And to me, it's Gibbs anytime TD. You put that with whatever you have to get a good number on it. We could also go Gibbs receiving.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're just everywhere.
245. Good Lord.
But again, you don't want to play it, but how does
he
Detroit
alternates
not...
game. Look at it. Score,
This is Detroit's MO, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Just when you think you got them figured out, it's hard to get on a good run with Detroit. If this game does get out of hand, we should look at Montgomery live. As far as the Pittsburgh side goes, the most impactful offensive weapon for the Steelers has been their 6'7" tight end, 300-pound tight end, Washington. So 23.5, I'll take it.
Yeah.
It'll be a dump-off pass, and he's going to have safeties trying to tackle him. We saw it on Monday night. He catches it for 5, and he stumbles for 12 because nobody can bring him down. If he gets 3 targets, he easily goes over 23.5.
It's a good look. Who I'm just drafting every year in the first. I don't care where I pick. I'm drafting Amon-Ra St. Brown in the first round of all my fantasy drafts. I just am. The guy just shows up every week. This week was where he got hurt in the first play, and what does he do? Mm-hmm. Oh, he's not going to play the next week. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And it scores a ton of touchdowns. I think he goes kind of ballistic in this one. I think Amon-Ra is going to have a monster game. Now, you don't tune in the show to have me tell you that the best wide receiver for Detroit on turf is going to have a good game, but I really like him. I talked last week about Adam Thielen under 1.5 reception. I have to come back to it because now it's like minus 230. So we missed our boat to play the under 1.5 for Adam Thielen. Interested in what do we do with Jaylen Warren?
That's why I didn't bring him up. I'm interested as well. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Something.
Kenneth Gainwell's been really good in the passing game. He had 46. What's his 4.5? I probably am playing the over. I'm probably playing the over on both of these running backs, receptions and receiving yards. Do you go back to do you go to DK Metcalf? I know he had the really great catch and run for the touchdown, but the fact is he only had 3 catches.
He's going to get all the attention. That's the problem. And they have to double him with the injuries they have on defense. So you're questioning then if DK can beat
double
the two-man coverage. Yeah.
Hasn't been able to most of the year. So, all right. Well, I think it sounds like we'd like to. Oh, what's the passing touchdowns for Goff? Minus 200. Never mind. All right, last game. If you guys could do me a favor, hit the like button. It really helps us out, helps the algorithm out. Leave us a comment. Tell us what your best prop is for this week. And now we go to weird game. Patriots and the Ravens. The Patriots are getting 3 points. I like the Patriots plus points, but this is a prop show. New England's missing a lot of offensive linemen. I think that's why we're getting why they're the underdog here. Because of that, Jim, I like Travion Henderson on his rush attempts. This is the only way that they're going to be able to really hide those offensive linemen here. Now, that being said, Baltimore's defense has not exactly been a juggernaut this entire year. But I think if you're New England, you're going to want to hide the lack of pass blocking, and you do that by handing the ball off a lot to Travion. He's been really, really good. He's like the opposite of Justin Jefferson. You drafted him, and he's just gotten better as the season has gone on. So Henderson, I like. Was going to Lamar. Lamar's going under his completions. I would go under the completions. Passing yards. If you've been playing this, you're a really happy camper here. He's not right. He's not healthy. I was saying earlier, would it surprise you if Baltimore's season gets over and then it's like Lamar's having surgery?
Not at all. I'm expecting it. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
They're going to put Lamar out and they're going to work on his shoulder, his knee, and his ankle all in one surgery. Yeah, he just doesn't look right. So I'm very I'm selling on Baltimore. I don't know what I want to do. I mentioned Travion, Derrick Henry, maybe over, but New England's so good against the run. What are you doing with this game?
I'm not touching Henry against this defense. I think this defense is legitimate, and it's a Mike Vrabel team. Like it's the blueprint that he's had his entire career. Mike Vrabel teams play one way: stop the run, play tough football, play good defense. Don't overextend yourself offensively, which is I think could get them in trouble in shootouts, and we kind of saw that last week with Buffalo being able to come back on them. They're not really built for shootouts, but they kept it close. I agree with you on Henderson. He is definitely the lead guy. Stevenson falling out of favor a little bit, and I think they just know what they have with Henderson.
And Ramondre's not all the way out of favor.
No, but he's not the bell cow that he's been for the past 2 years. We were betting Stevenson, 2.5, 3.5 receptions.
Yep.
Everything that we were getting with him 2 years ago. Isaiah Likely for Denver. I mean, if you're Mike Vrabel, for Baltimore. If you're Mike Vrabel, what are you trying to take away from this offense?
Henry.
So I think that's going to open up the play action for Likely. Mark Andrews very obviously is not the same player that he once was. Likely's been getting the targets. He's been getting the red zone targets. I know he had that phantom touchdown, but I believe he's probably one of the more dangerous weapons on this team. And then I'll go back to Hunter Henry. if they are going to commit to this run, that play action is going to be available. I believe it was a couple weeks ago we were saying, is the jury out, or does everybody know about Hunter Henry? Like, did we miss the boat of it being a sleeper? And he had that game where it was just abysmal. But then look what he's done. Last week against Buffalo, they took him out of the game, but other guys were getting theirs. I think against Baltimore, we're going to see him bounce back. That 40 yards could look like a darn good bet against this porous Baltimore defense.
I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, 9.5, 10.5
I
yards.
knew it.
It's so low, but
Yeah.
I love these low totals that they can get there on one catch.
Yeah.
I mean, they got him at 1.5 catches. It's
Tempting.
scary.
It is tempting.
It's scary because he ain't getting many targets. How many targets is he getting? Yeah, one each of them. They make it count, Lamar. If you're only going to throw to him once, make sure it's on target, buddy. But yeah, DeAndre Hopkins over his yards. Oh, how the mighty have followed. Remember, DeAndre Hopkins was like 87.5. So
we're going to find out like next week that DeAndre's contract was for he gets an incentive if he gets 27 receptions or something. Like next week, he's going to need 2 receptions.
Yeah.
They paced it out throughout the year. We'll make sure you would get your money. Just get us to the end of the season.
Absolutely. So, all right, one quick reminder, 5% NFL Hammer Time best bet is up, coming off a nice Thursday winner. We had a weird week last week where we had a winning record, but we lost our our big play. So let's have everything good happen. Let's hit our best bet and have a winning record this week. So team up with us. Props is what we do. We do not do spreads. We do not do totals on our official NFL bets. We only focus on props. It's my opinion. I think anybody that bets props knows it's better than betting spreads. You have a better chance of making money off of props than you do spreads and totals in the NFL. So we got a big weekend ahead of us. You can check out all of our plays at wt.buzz/AL. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave us a comment below. And have a Merry Christmas. And for me, a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Andy.
Yay.
He's a Christmas baby, everybody.
Oh yeah. Got the one of my hilarious memories was every year my grandparents would send me a card and it had a quarter taped to it, and it said "Happy Birthday and Merry Christmas," like a quarter Scotch taped to it. I got 12.5 cents from my grandparents for each my birthday and Christmas. So yeah. Inflation did not catch up with them. So, all right. All right. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Good luck on your bets. We'll see everyone next week. Take care.
Good luck, guys.